Hello and welcome back to another game of Tournament 2020 with your SPGM host Matt Ross. Today we bring you game 2 of round 2, 700-point affair of Hold Ground between, who are you playing, Ross?
Rivendell.
Yes, and Isengard for
Indeed.
myself. So
Scenario has been drawn at random,
yes,
as always, and we've come up with Hold Ground.
absolutely. I guess we won't dilly dally. We'll get you into the armies and the board and the battle.
We will. Okay, so this is the Rivendell army for today. So the first warband over here is led by Círdan, and he is taking 6 elves who are all equipped with a spear and shield. Then moving over here, this is going to be my main large warband, and this is led by Glorfindel. All the elves in there are equipped with a spear and a shield. Obviously, there's a banner in there as well. There's also 4 bowmen, start of the missile contingent there. And my third and final warband is a high elf captain, and he is equipped, as you can see, with a horse. He has a lance, and he also has a shield. And he has a slightly smaller warband of 4 elves there with the spear and the shield. And there are 5 elven archers, taking my total bow count up to 9 for this encounter.
And this is the evil army for today, Isengard, led by Saruman the White. And he leads 12 URUK-HAI warriors, 6 with pike and 6 with shield. Moving on over to the right here, we have Lurtz, and he is leading 15 warriors, 10 with pike and 5 with shield. And finally, to our right, we have an unpainted, Vrasku, and he's leading 8 URUK-HAI crossbowmen.
Hello, so we're going to go and roll for priority. Hold Ground is a maelstrom of battle deployments. So Lurtz is very well placed here for his cheeky little special rules. So let's see what Matthew gets.
I rolled a 6.
Oh, it's a good starting roll. Oh, it's better than that. I rolled a 1. Therefore, priority goes to Isengard. Hello and welcome back. So I have just realised I haven't shown you the board. So this is how the board is looking. The token there denotes the centre point which we will be fighting over. And a mass of troops.
Indeed. So I rolled for Vrasku first and he failed to come on. Then Saruman came on from either the east or west. Brought him on here, and then because of the special rule he can choose when and where he comes on, I brought him right next to him.
It's a very sensible decision.
Probable heroic march where he gets the entire group of men. So we could be well within reach of that objective next turn.
Yeah, so I'm going to go into trying to deploy the elves. And then when that's happened, I will show you what the board looks like after that's happened. Hello and welcome back. This is how the board now looks after the Elven sides deployment. I was very lucky and had all of my warbands enter the field. Only one, however, entered where I wanted them to, which was Círdan's warband. And as he approached onto the battlefield, he used his 3 points of will to cast Aura of Dismay, not Terrifying Aura, Aura of Dismay, which means him and anyone within the 6-inch bubble of him are counted as terrifying.
Yes.
Matthew got to choose where the Elven captain came on, and he elected this north board edge here.
Well, I'd like to say, Ross, the reason Círdan came on there, by your choice, was to back up the captain.
That was.
The original before, wasn't it?
Well, actually, it was more for Círdan to be backed up himself, because
Yes.
he is an old man,
He is.
even by Elven standards. And then Matthew also got to choose where Glorfindel came on from, and that was over there.
Indeed. So that is
The end of
the URUK-HAI over here, and the owls over there.
in a massed formation. At this point, I'm not feeling particularly confident because there's a mass formation of fight 4, defense 6 nasties in one big blob, which with a heroic march, which Lurtz can potentially get everyone in, moving towards a very fractured Elven force. So we'll roll for priority and we'll see how this pans out.
A 2.
That's a 2 from Matthew. And I have achieved a 3. Priority goes to Rivendell. Hello and welcome back. This is how the board now looks after that turn of moving and shooting. Who had priority? I believe it was me, wasn't it?
It was you, Ross.
Yes, the elves had priority, and we sort of just moved forward. Kurdan cast Channeled Blinding Light, which is useful. And then I had Glorfindel move his way into the centre, and the elven his warband began to move forward with the archer staying behind in anticipation of
Heroic March.
yes.
Which was carried out by Lurtz successfully. We've marched forward a full 9 inches. Saruman popped off a terrifying aura upon himself. And then at the end I rolled to see if the crossbows were coming, and they did. I forgot that Blinding Light had been cast. So I brought the crossbows on over there with a view to having an oversight of the central zone. However, remembering the Blinding Light, as Ross has kindly reminded me just now, as he has you, I would have probably brought them on over here so that I could just shoot into the unprotected section of the Elven host. Next turn, fired a volley and gave them something to think about. Maybe break the force up. But we've done what we've done.
Unfortunate.
Indeed. It could change the game. But we shall see. There's all to play for.
There is very early days yet.
Indeed. So priority rolling, Ross.
Yes, please.
I rolled a 3.
That was a 3 from Matthew. It's worth noting at this point that Saruman does have the Palantir,
Oh, he does.
which you can use once per game, obviously. There's a 4. So priority will remain with the elves.
Welcome back to the end of that turn's movement and shooting. Rossitron, you advanced cautiously.
I did. Well, I knew that you had called a heroic march.
I had.
So I'm also very wary of being charged as separate entities, because you're very heavily armoured, and I don't want to fall upon you like waves crashing upon a rock.
Wow, that is a beautiful metaphor. Yeah, I should have probably made that point earlier and clearer. Lurtz called a second heroic march. We're now staring into the depths of this hold ground objective, and we are close to securing it, which is very exciting.
With pretty much your entire army,
Yes.
and you have more men than I do. So
I do.
yeah,
I started with 38 models and Ross with 33. Saruman unleashed.
Oh, he did.
the
Yes,
Sorcerer's
your
Blast,
moment.
and he blasted the banner bearer into the cliff here, and the impact killed him.
he did. He was destroyed. His head was smashed upon the rock.
It was indeed. It was an excellent day for Isengard, but the elves are quaking and quivering.
Not quite. Talking of quivers, we then went on to the shooting, and let me tell you, the elven archery has been very poor. Very good when it comes to rolling in the ways, but when it comes to killing, nothing was to be done. No wounds. I used these two to try and snipe through to Saruman over there. Did not happen. And the rest was, I think, 2 or 3 hit, and then no more deaths.
No, and my crossbows did not unleash a volley, for I elected, due to the lack of targets, to move them a full 6 inches further forward. So at the moment, that blinding light is causing me some trouble.
It is. And I also opted to move these guys up here. I didn't want to leave them out in the open, but for a potential target for Matthew, which is why they're there. So I think we're now going to move on to the next priority phase, I believe.
Yes, we
That's all there
are.
is left to do.
Oh,
it's a cock dice. I'll invite you to re-roll that, Matthew.
6.
That's a 6. I cannot beat that. Therefore, the pendulum that is priority swings in favour of Isengard.
Welcome back to the end of that movement and shooting, and it's been quite an exciting turn.
Very exciting.
The forces of Isengard have secured the centre, and we've nipped into that spear unit of elves that were marching forward. And then Ross, you retaliated with a consolidation and a Glorfindel charge, didn't you?
Indeed. So we wrapped around, regained formation, charged across the line when we could, and we brought the 2 guys that were on the end there round into the side to bring the numbers in our favour. And as Matthew very kindly pointed out, Glorfindel charged with Asphalov. Remember, he has 12 inches of movement across the wall and into the side of the 2 URUK-HAI there.
He did.
And then we did some shooting, didn't we, Matthew?
Well, before we get onto the shooting, I'll just let them know that Saruman attempted to command Kurdan
Goodness, yes, I forget.
off into the distance so that his elves would be exposed to a full volley of crossbows. And that does lead us nicely into the shooting.
It does.
For I unleashed...
I would like to, sorry, I jumped the gun myself. I would like to just pull it back ever so slightly, because the viewers may be wondering why these elves have stayed still. Well, the reason for that, viewers,
Cowards.
no, as we know, they have very high courage. I can't actually charge any of these URUK-HAI, and I didn't want to stand in front of these URUK-HAI and open up all manner of issues and flanks for these guys to shoot into. I know I've got the 6+, but it only takes a couple to get through and Kurdan's dead or my horse and the captain is shot out. So I've elected to stay where I am, and then hopefully I can try and force the issue with a decent round of combat over here. Thank you, please continue.
Yes, crossbows fired a volley, and we killed a single elf warrior.
Yes, you did. It was this chap here, wasn't it?
Yes.
And then I returned fire. So these chaps here, they fired into the rank and flank over here in the L shape, and we managed to slay 2 of them.
Very good.
And then the chaps over the far side there, they fired into the other flank of the URUK-HAI, and we managed to slay another pikeman. So we'll go into the combats, and then we'll come back to you with the captain fights. Hello, welcome back. As you would probably imagine, I have called a heroic combat with Glorfindel over here. So he has 3 attacks regular. He has charged, therefore he will get the 4th dice on the charge.
Yes, that he will.
So Matthew, you have, well, I mean, you potentially have 3 in there if you wanted to elect
I will take
that
3.
support
In fact,
at the back.
Oh, I could even take this one as well.
Oh, you could triple stack, to be fair.
Yeah, I think I'll just do the 2. No, I'll do the 3.
You're going for the 3?
Yeah, because then I want him to at least have a support.
Okay.
Here we go then, Ross. I'll set you that bar.
Set me that bar.
Is this it?
Oh, of course it is. Do you know what? Every flipping time.
You've essentially got 5 dice here, so good luck. All the West reroll needed.
That is...
Pitiful.
God!
Oh,
that's not
3.
good.
You cannot win the combat, unfortunately. So, I will begin my striking.
Brilliant.
And I think actually, I'm going to strike Aspaloth.
Yeah, I think that's a sensible decision.
I'll do it. I need only 4+ to wound him.
Yeah. He is, if it makes any difference to your decision, he's Horse Lord. So I can expend my fate points to save the horse should I wish.
Yes, even so. Aspaloth, he's died.
Oh, just first time of asking, straight in there. Boom.
Question.
Do I have to choose now?
Can I roll my fate these gradually so that you can expend fate? Or can I be like, do you want to fate that one? No, I have to roll all mine first, don't I?
Well, I don't know.
Shall we check?
Yes, I'll pause it.
We weren't entirely sure whether... It would be interesting in the comments if you can tell us whether I could roll 1 wound and then Ross would have to decide if he wants to save him now so that I could continue to roll to wound Aspaloth, or whether I have to roll all my wounds first. We think I have to roll all 2 wounds first and then Ross can decide what fate to do.
Yes.
So with that being said, I don't know.
That's 1 wound on Aspaloth.
Yeah, so I want to ensure the horse dies, so I'm gonna go for him again. So yeah, the second failed to wound. The camera just cut off, so I rolled the 3rd one without it being recorded, and I wounded him on a 4+. So the horse has taken 2 wounds. Now Ross must decide how much fate to, because Glorfindel is a horse lord, so he can use his fate to save the horse.
He can, and I think I'm not going to waste 2 points of fate. I don't think to save the horse. There's not even a guarantee that I'll pass them, so I think I'm just going to have to let Aspaloth die.
All right. We'll do a thrown
rider test. So I'll do a thrown
test.
rider test, and we all know what's coming here.
2.
No, okay, I was expecting a 1. We're all good. Let me get the... God damn it.
So he is okay, isn't he?
He is. Well, he's not okay.
He's
in my bad books.
He's in perilous danger, in fact.
He's a scumbag. Anyway, we're not going to be bitter. We're going to move on, and we will do the rest of the combat, and then we will sum up for you.
And we resolved the rest of the fight. So after Glorfindel's horse was slain and he can carry out his heroic combat, we went down the line here, and the only casualty was a single elf. But you did win. Oh no, it was an even 50-50 combat
50-50 combat win. But I think the URUK-HAI got the edge, haven't they? Because they was strength 4, therefore they only need 5 to wound my elf, whereas I need a 6 to wound the URUK-HAI back.
Yes, that's shield.
I feel they're going to do very well in this tournament, the URUK-HAI. But we shall go into the priority now for the next round. I know we
won. It goes to you.
It goes to me regardless. So we will do the moving and the shooting, and as always, we will come back to you. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. This is how the board now looks after that turn of movement. As you'll remember, the elves got priority. But before I was even able to move a single model, Matthew declared...
I declared a heroic move. I thought I'd deprive you of the opportunity to move first.
And deprive you did.
Saruman.
There he is.
So he ushered his... In fact, no, I didn't move forward because I didn't want Ross to be able to charge
yeah, so the gap there.
But Saruman attempted to Sorceress Blast the elf captain, who successfully resisted.
He had to use his only point of will and
a
a might.
He did.
That's not good.
Yeah, and then as part of that heroic move, I charged Glorfindel with alerts.
Commanded alerts forward.
And, yeah, he did. Yeah, and forward he went. And then Ross, it was swung back to you to move.
It was. I tried to make the alerts Glorfindel as fair a fight as possible, so I charged here. I wasn't able to get through that gap to charge the spear, the pikeman either, so I had to charge here. We were re-engaged along the line, and we also came through here and managed to get the pikeman at the back. Here, I decided that I needed to now move forward. I need to engage across the line. I've got Cardan's Blind and Light, so it wasn't too bad an issue. I'm going to worry about the crossbows. So that is essentially what we did. These archers stayed still, and the ones across the board from me on the southern table edge with Matthew, they just moved forward 3 inches.
They did indeed, and we unleashed full volleys, both of us, and not a single wound was.
I caused a wound.
Oh, you did, didn't you?
I killed this pikeman that stood here, but you only hit with one with rescue, wasn't it?
Yeah, because that blinding light.
Which is very useful.
Indeed.
So we are going to now go into the combat phase, and obviously, as per our usual SOPs, we shall come back to you with the captain fights. Hello, a plethora of calls were made there. I say a plethora, 2 calls were made there.
No,
Matthew?
Ross, thrice.
You are correct. My short-term memory is ineffective.
Indeed, I begun proceedings by declaring a strike with alerts against Glorfindel.
You did?
Retaliated, didn't you, Ross? With
I did, with a strike of my own, even though I am fight 7 anyway. And then I also declared a heroic combat with my captain here. Matthew, could you maybe make this more cinematic and just turn Glorfindel to face his opponents?
I'd love to do that.
That's good, isn't it? So, as per the rules, we shall resolve the captain fight first. I have 3 attacks here because I charged.
You do. I have 4.
No.
Here we go. It's a 6.
Oh!
The 6 is achieved.
There it is. This is excellent news.
So I'll back myself away, and of course my front
doubling.
knocked to the floor.
So what would I need here to wound Matthew?
Ross, you would have needed a 5, but as you were losing a lance, you only need a 4. Oh, and do not forget, you cast Enchanted Blades of Círdan, did you not?
I did. Yes, we forgot to tell you.
So he'll be re-rolling any failed to wounds.
Oh, this is wonderful.
4+ for the first guy.
So here we go.
He's dead.
He's dead. And then we'll go for the second. Oh, it's wonderful. Captain brings a fire. And I'll show you where I've moved him to when I have worked that out myself. Hello, welcome back. This is where the captain's moved into. I was tempted to go for these 2 pikemen here. However, the lure of smashing into the side of Lurtz was too great a pull.
Yes, because you have the Enchanted Blades.
I do. I've got the charge bonus.
Yep.
So I guess let's just go straight into that one.
Yeah, so first we're striking the force.
Let me see the colour of your strike.
I'm only up to a 7, so you are a higher fight.
I won't even bother rolling a dice. I will roll a dice because I like to roll dice.
Up to 10. Lovely. Well then, this is a
Make or break,
time.
isn't it? Yeah.
Lurtz is denoted by the white dice here, none makes a difference. And I roll you a high 5, not the 6 you would have liked.
Not the 6 you would have liked, but 5 is still a good target. Yes. So I'll go with Glorfindel first.
Yeah. There it is.
And he does, well, I mean, he could have done that last time. That would have been fantastic.
Yeah, so I'm knocked to the ground.
You are knocked to the ground.
Would you like to strike with Glor first or the Lance Enchanted Blade Capitano?
Let's go with that option.
Okay, so he
does get 6 strikes.
Need a 4+.
Ooh, that's good, that, isn't it?
You get to reroll those failed.
It's a good job, really, isn't it?
Oh. So that's 2 wounds.
Sometimes this game. Has he got a point of might left?
Your captain's not.
He's not, that's it, yeah, okay.
So you've got 2 wounds in the bank, and
2 wounds.
Down now has 6 strikes himself.
Oh, he does, yes, because
I'm knocked to the ground.
Yes, and also you triple stacked in there anyway, so that would have...
It wouldn't have made a difference for me. I could have come out the side. And I'm pretty sure the URUK-HAI can back away. I think they can.
I don't know.
Oh dear, you can roll your 1 for Lord of the Rings.
That is...
Glorfindel has been very disappointing.
What is going on?
3 highest. We would also like to point out that Glorfindel rolled a 3 for a strike as well. He's yet to roll higher than a 3 this game. But here's a Lord of the West roll. Which rolls
Number 1.
1.
Fantastic.
So it's 2 wounds on Lurtz. You couldn't kill him. I will use my fate. 4+ over here. And
Oh, of course he does. Of course he gets a 6. You know what?
So it's a single wound on Lurtz then.
Well, that was... I wish I'd have gone for the pikeman now.
Yes, I bet. So I'm prone here, which we'll denote with a
Token.
token.
And then I think the rest are just regular troop fights. So we'll resolve all of that, and then we'll come back to you. Hello, and welcome back. We have resolved this flank fight over here. Hit and miss, really. I mean, I won most of the combats. However, trying to roll that elusive 6 is very tricky. I achieved it on 1 occasion.
You did, and in return you lost a man.
I did. Do you want to point where that was out?
This man lost, and in there was the URUK-HAI.
5 was rolled. So we are now going to go into the next turn for priority here. Over here.
Oh. A 1.
We just have to avoid a 1.
Which you
Shock horror. I rolled a 1. Priority goes to Isengard.
Welcome back, guys, into the moving and shooting of that turn. We began the turn with Rossitron calling a heroic move.
I did. I called it with Glorfindel. I wanted to try and keep this chap on his horse, but there was absolutely no way I could get through to Saruman. So in essence, it's probably a waste of might, if I'm being honest. But anyway, we managed to charge Lurtz. He's still prone, so that's the only sort of positive that came out of that. We got the charges in pretty much where we wanted across the line.
That you did, Ross.
That's about it. It was fairly
straightforward.
Yeah.
You are now mightless across the entire army. And my big move of the turn was Saruman blasting the captain off his horse.
Yep, he had no will to resist with, so
yes. Killing one of my pikemen in the process.
He did, yeah. Actually, that was.
And I rushed forward as best I could, considering the terror checks I had to take. Luckily, I passed all of them. I did, but I did minimise the amount I had to take, relying on triple stacks as opposed to lots of base contact. And then we went to the shooting phase, where my crossbows unleashed a volley into the rear of Ross's battle line, and we killed a single.
You did. You rolled 2 6s, didn't you?
I did, mate. Yeah.
One that you needed. These guys can't actually see anything. I was toying with popping out and having a go at these guys, but they would get absolutely destroyed, so I didn't do that. And the 3 over there, it's pretty worth noting that the other 1 archer has charged into combat over here. But those 3 shot across at Saruman, and we rolled
1-1-2.
Of course we did. So we're going to go into combat, and as always, my friends, we will come back to you with the captive fights.
Welcome back, guys. We are about to entertain you with the Glorfindel alerts round 2. However, before we start, we did the other fights, and I believe we saw maybe 1 or 2 deaths from both sides, Ross.
Yeah, well, I think you lost 1. There's this chap down here, but I lost a couple, I think.
Yeah, that's right.
It was a very, very frustrating round.
It was.
For myself.
Indeed, just couldn't get the 6s you needed.
Indeed, I could not.
Anyway, we're on to Glorfindel taking on a prone Lurtz and 2 pikes for support. Lurtz here is in black for me. I've rolled a 6.
Jesus Christ, of course it's a 6.
A 4. Lord of the West reroll.
Oh, God. We'll go for the red. That's what we'll do. It's a 5 only. It's not enough.
So we'll strike at Glorfindel, needing a 6 with the pikes. Lurtz does not get to
Indeed.
strike. He's fine. So he's moving back there. Lurtz gets to stand up.
Well, this is not going well. The dice gods have abandoned me. I've clearly upset them somewhere along the line. Yes. But we are going to move into priority for the next turn. I think that's everything. Yeah.
Yes.
There's a 3 achieved by Matthew.
Oh,
and I got a 2. So, as I have no more might left, priority goes to Isengard.
Welcome back, guys. In that movement and shooting phase, what we saw was Lurtz charged Glorfindel again.
did pass his courage test, didn't he? Oh, didn't he have to use a point of will?
He did pass his test, yep. And then the pikeman here charged the prone captain.
Yep.
Down in this section of the white cloaks, we had just engagements along the line from both parties. You've committed the bowmen now.
The bowmen have now been committed.
That's right. Over here, we had Saruman blasting an elf into his comrades, knocking 3 prone, including and also 2 Uruk pikemen prone.
Yeah.
However, you stood back up and you rushed forward into the fray.
Yep.
And the elven archers over here have come forward.
I managed to get them within 6 inches of Kurdan's blinding light bubble, but it wasn't enough to save them.
No.
It's a phenomenal roll by Matthew over here.
Yeah, we've got 3 natural 6s, and Raspberry rolled 2 5s, so I elected to use 2 might, which may be reckless, but I used it anyway to get 2 more 6s, and as a result, we managed to kill a total of 2 of Ross's elven warriors.
You did. You managed to kill the chap here who was a support, and you also managed to kill one of the archers.
I did. So that was fantastic for me.
I had no shooting. I did not return fire, for I moved those 6 to be in the blinding light bubble, and all of these were moved into combat or on their way to combat.
That's right.
So there is no might on the board. Other than one with
Raspberry, 2 with Saruman.
Oh, Saruman's got 2. Christ. Yeah. And he's also got the Palantir as well.
He has, yeah.
Damn. Okay. So I lied. So we're going to go to the combat and we'll come back to you with the captain fights. Hello and welcome back. This is how the board now looks after the regular fights there across the board. I would say the Owls probably came on top in that one.
Yeah, fairly successful for you. I don't think I killed one of your men in that round.
I think maybe you got 1.
Maybe 1. No, you had the prone guy.
Oh, that's it, the prone guy.
But you killed 2 or 3 of them.
I killed, yeah. It was very successful for the Elves in that turn.
Well, we're going to bring you to the Elven Captain versus 2 Pikemen.
We will, and we're just going to shield there. I don't see any need to strike because I'm prone.
Well, I've rolled a 6.
I rolled a 6, unbelievable, Jack. Whoa! Yeah.
Triple 6 there.
Bringing the pain.
So I step back and you step up.
Fantastic.
And now it's Glorfindel versus Lurtz, which is a favourite classic fight in this game. Lurtz is the black dice. I get 6.
Wow, I can imagine Glorfindel's not going to. No, and as predicted, Mystic Rossitron predicts again. Let's. Oh!
He does it. He pulls
Goading.
It out baggy waggy.
Goading. Oh, I should have casted or attempted to cast Enchant.
Yeah,
but anyway,
didn't we? Forgot about that one.
We'll give it a go.
1 wound.
1 wound. I will use a Lord of the West.
Oh yes. 1 wound. Lurtz is down to a single wound now.
Chipping away there, aren't we? We're chipping away.
He's vulnerable, but now he's dangerous.
Priority, I guess, isn't it?
Yeah. 4.
It's a 4.
1. Rossitron has not had much priority in the last stages.
Alas, no. We will go into this next turn for moving and shooting, and we'll sum up for you as we always do.
Welcome back, guys, to the end of the moving and shooting phase. What we saw there was evil taking priority.
Right, royal pain for me. That's what we saw there.
Yes. Well, what we've done, Saruman opened proceedings with an excellent blast of the Elven Captain, sent him flying into on his own.
Point out the Elven Captain. Whereabouts has the Captain gone to now?
Oh, it's here.
That's it. It's a mighty 3-inch blast.
Yeah, we've passed our courage test. We swarmed round. This section of URUK-HAI has retreated back. The Glorfindel Lurtz fight continues for another round. And over here we attempted to line up and shape up to try and stop the onslaught. And we actually managed to get some men through the crack in the Elven line to charge Kurdan, the old man himself.
Indeed, which is concerning.
It is for Rossitron. And Ross, your movement response was...
full-on assault.
Yeah, you just rushed forward and tried and charged where you could.
Yeah, especially over there.
And you thought perhaps things might be looking a little rosy until I unleashed an entire volley of crossbows.
4 6s were achieved.
Indeed, it was excellent, and we managed to kill the support backing up Kurdan, so he's now fighting alone. And then we had we shot into this fight here, and another bowman was killed.
It was a very successful round of shooting.
It was. So is there anything you'd like to add, Ross?
No, I don't think so. I think we'll go into the regular fights, and as always, we'll come back to you with
the captain fights.
Hello, welcome back. This is how the ball now looks after that combat phase, and let me tell you, it was not very good for the Elven player.
No, it wasn't, was it?
The Elves have just fallen apart in the last. I think we lost most of the combats.
Yeah, I think I lost 2 guys. You lost maybe 3.
3, maybe 4.
We
I lost
are now
count.
thinking breaking points need to be looked at.
Absolutely. Well, I say when we say looked at, we mean is the elves broken?
Yes.
Are the elves broken, rather? So we are gonna conclude this combat. Yeah. Where would you like to begin, Matthew?
You're captain against my pike.
Okay. Well, there's nothing to gain here by striking, so I will shield.
I've got 4.
Got 4. We get the 5,
So
we will stand up. That's useful.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And now it's Lurtz and the 2 pikes against Glorfindel again.
Yes, here we go.
Lurtz is in white this time. It's a 6.
Of course it is. Every combat that's been a 6, you know.
I
get the 6. There we go.
Sneaking behind the rock.
This could be the opportunity.
Can you finish off Lurtz?
Finish Lurtz off. 2 5s.
It is enough.
That's enough, isn't it?
That's enough to kill Lurtz, yes.
Well, it's a moral victory, isn't it?
He's done his job, Lurtz, I think. He's tied up your best hero for the entire game, pretty much.
Yes. Oh, now we need to do Old Man. He has 1 attack, doesn't he, Old Man?
He does.
And he's
freaking
freaking unarmed,
well.
so the best I can get is a 5.
3.
Oh, this is your opportunity. This is your moment. Oh, thank God for that.
He's done alright.
And he's going to try and punch URUK-HAI in the face. He can't, can he?
I think he can.
What strength is he?
He's a strength 4, I think.
If he's a strength 4, he can do it. If he's a strength 3, he cannot.
Why not?
Because I need a 6, wouldn't I? And you get -1 for unarmed.
Is that what happens?
I'm pretty sure.
I don't even know.
I can't imagine he can punch someone in the face.
He's a strength 4.
Okay, so, well... Ow.
Unlucky.
Should have cast Enchanted Blade on himself.
Yeah. On his fingernail.
That's what you get. A 1.
It's
So
yours.
priority automatically goes to Rivendell. Hello! And welcome back. This is how the ball now looks after movement and shooting. Did I win priority? I think I won priority.
You did, but Ross, before you had a chance to use it, I called Heroic Move with Saruman.
You did. There's also potentially a foolish move. Why was it a foolish move?
I have the Palantir still.
Yes.
But it doesn't matter because I can use it next turn. We are into the last 10 minutes of the game now as well on the timer. So what's happened is a Heroic March was also called by Vrasku, which was planned for you.
Which explains why they're 9 inches further up the board than they were last time you saw them.
It's time to get into the 6-inch bubble. Saruman blasted the captain away from the area, and that's why he's all over there.
He's got up and then moved back 3 inches.
Yeah, and with the Heroic Move, I tried to shore up and kind of pick some sensible fights, but Ross has now got overwhelming numbers on this.
Yeah, even on that side over there is good. Not so good over this side, but hopefully we can hold height. And as Matt says, there's only 10 minutes left of the game. So without any further ado, we are going to move into the combat phases, and we will come back to you with the all-important captain fights.
Oh, I forgot to...
Hello and welcome back. This is how the board now looks after that combat phase. And things actually flipped to the Elven favour there, really, didn't they?
Very strongly, Ross.
Won most of the combats, and we managed to get kills out of most of the ones that we won in.
I think I must have lost about 4 or 5 men in that round. I don't think you lost a single.
No, I don't think I did.
Turn.
I don't think I did.
So that takes me... we need to check the special rules, but the Isengard force is broken in terms of victory points, but not in terms of courage tests.
Yes, yeah. I mean, you should be okay. I mean, you got Saruman, you got Vrasku coming up as well. But we'll come to the conclusion of this combat round by showing the captain fights now. So let's start with Glorfindel over there. So he's fighting a 1. Got the 3. I'd like to think that funny things have happened. Yeah, we've got the 6. And the 5 and the 6. We've got him there. Coming into his own at the end. And then we've got, I think it's just Kurdan and a support versus your 2.
Yes.
So Kurdan will be blue in this, so it's important to get some -1 to his roll.
Yes, thank you, Ross. And I think I'm going to stab.
Interesting.
5.
5. That's a 3 and a 1. That's not good.
My stabbing dice will be the black dice, and I'm going to strike at Kurdan, who is only defense 4.
So what happens with a stab?
I get to reroll 1s.
Interesting.
It's like a feint.
Like a feint, but
there's a
you
negative.
can damage yourself, can't you? Yes.
Yeah, I think it makes me weaker or something like that. So yeah, black will be the stabber.
I take it you're going for Kurdan as
We
opposed
are.
to, yeah.
4 pluses here. Double wounds.
Double wounds.
Do you have a fate point? You need to pass it, Ross.
I need to pass it.
Dead.
Oh no. Oh, he doesn't.
What?
Obviously, he doesn't. Brilliant.
Tear down the
Curtain
old
dies.
dies.
The blinding light bubble, the terrifying bubble, all goes down.
Finally.
Damn.
Back as well.
That was good. That was good.
Thank you, mate.
So we're going to the next round for priority.
Well, before we do roll, I am at this point considering the Palantir.
Yes. Please consider faster.
I will take priority. I'll use the Palantir.
Okay, perfect. In that case then, using the might of the Palantir, Saruman has claimed priority for Isengard.
So, as you've just seen, I've declared to use the Palantir, but Ross and I just realised, seeing as the Isengard force is broken, we must roll a dice to see if the game ends on a 1 or a 2. Because
We must.
The Isengard bonus is only for courage tests at 66% of a force lost, not victory points or indeed ending game terms conditions. Ross, you had priority, didn't you?
Oh, I think I did, yes.
So on a 1 or a 2, this game will suddenly end.
It doesn't. It does continue.
So the Palantir will stand, and we shall
Continue as we
for our
were,
turn.
yeah.
Welcome back, guys. Hear that? Movement and shooting. There was no shooting.
There was none.
The first thing I did was to blast one of Ross's bowmen into another spearman with Saruman, and he managed to kill the bowman with the sorcerer's blast, but the spearman was all right. He stood back up and threw himself into the fray. My biggest move was at the start I tried to charge Glorfindel, but I failed multiple courage tests, so I gave up.
You did, hence why.
He's out on a limb. And Vrasku led his crossbows into glorious close.
Yeah, you see, this
combat.
could be it. This could weigh it in your favour, to be fair.
It could. So we've both attempted to get everyone we can within 6 inches of this objective. We're on 2 minutes on the timer, so
This is probably going to be it. I would
probably going to
imagine.
be the last turn. We might squeeze another in if we don't end it, but on a 1 or 2. But we'll see. Ross, any comments?
You want some comments from me? Well, it was interesting because, as you say, you took priority with the Palantir. So although you got the Sorcerer's Blast off, actually, it still allowed me to get that chap into combat there. Glorfindel and the captain charged the same guy. The reason behind that is I needed this chap to come from over here and come this way. Originally, the captain was fighting him, but if the captain remained fighting him, I wouldn't be able to get him within the 6-inch bubble. Hence why that decision was made.
Yes.
My right flank over here, which was looking so strong before Círdan died, actually, with no courage test to be taken, you flooded, and it's looking not great over that side.
Yes.
But
what is an important point? If my maps is correct, the bowman that died to the blast was you onto your break point.
Yes.
So you are now broken, I believe. We'll have to double check the numbers, but
Absolutely. It's
exciting
important.
times.
It is indeed. So we will go into the combats, and we will bring to you the captive fights. Hello, welcome back. This is how the board now looks after that combat phase. And actually, I think I lost 2 archers down here.
That was it.
Which isn't a surprise, really. This one managed to win his combat and slay one.
Yeah.
I think you didn't have many successes there, did you?
No,
really?
I just lost everyone. I lost everyone over here. You won and killed all combats, bar those 2 where I killed your guys. So
Interesting.
all we've got left is Glorfindel and the captain against my pikeman.
Yep.
I will give him the honour of the green dice. That's normally reserved for priority alone.
Ooh.
Because this is
Well,
probably
that
going to be
would
the
be
last roll of the game, so we are within seconds of the end now. It's a 3.
It's a 3. So Glorfindel will roll.
4.
Glorfindel will win it. Glorfindel will strike. So can he redeem himself for his earlier misdemeanors? He can. So
that is the end of the combat phase.
and what's the scores on the doors?
We'll
In terms of time?
seconds, 10 seconds.
Okay.
So that will be the end of the game.
So what we'll do is we'll do some tittling up and totting up and writing down and scribbling and whatnot, and then we'll come back to you with the post-battle battle report.
Hello,
Hello.
and welcome to your post-battle battle report. USB Jam hosts Matt and Ross.
Indeed it is. Hello.
We've crunched, totted, ticked, and calculated,
Yes.
and counted, and within 6 inches of that central objective, as the game rules state,
Indeed.
Rostron and his Rivendell force had 14 men,
Mighty 14.
and Isengard could only offer 10.
A measly 10.
Ergo, Ross took 3 victory points.
I did.
He also took a further victory point for breaking Isengard, And I also took a victory point for breaking Rivendell, which
You
was
did.
achieved, I believe, on the second to last or the last turn.
Yes.
Kurdan's death, or no, it's a Sorcerer's Blast guy.
The Sorcerer's Blast guy, yeah. The archer, wasn't it?
That's right, yeah. So it was a 4-1 victory to Ross and Rivendell. So Rivendell will go through to the semi-finals.
Semi-finals.
It's exciting, isn't it?
Very exciting.
Yeah.
It's very surprising, actually.
I thought from the early stages of that game, Isengard was going to win.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed I wasn't able to win. I don't.
It sort of just fell apart for you at the end, didn't it? I mean, you had two consecutive rounds of combat where you lost sort of
everything.
3 or 4 men in one combat round.
Yeah.
So it was.
I think in 2 rounds of combat you killed about 8 of my models, which was significant.
Was significant.
And that is, the dice will do that to you sometimes.
Yeah. Well, so we didn't get off to a particularly good start with Rivendell, did it?
No.
That first heroic combat, which we lost, and then his horse was slain.
Yeah. So I think you certainly felt your fair share of bad luck in the early part of that game, but at the end
it was
had a flurry.
Well, considering you had priority for most of it as well, I think I had sort of 2 or 3 turns of it, and then you had it for the rest.
The Palantir, I even had a point of might with Saruman, and I think something I should have perhaps done is I should have thrown him into combat where I had like 3 crossbows at the end and done a heroic combat, and I didn't realise it at the time. So had I done that, perhaps I would have been able to kill a couple more.
I suppose going to combat though isn't the first thing you think of when you come to Saruman, is it? You keep him in reserve and at the back, and especially with your leader as well. He's not a high defence model, is he? But
no. Well, I tell you, he was certainly fun to play with. I think I unleashed about 5 or 6 Sorcerer's Blasts successfully in that game.
Yeah, well, your management of my heroes was done very well, actually.
Thank you.
You made me use my will of my captain very early on in the game, which meant he had to bend to your will.
He did.
Throughout, so that was that was tricky.
Ross, tell me what went well and what went not well for you in that encounter.
The dice gods frustrated me greatly, but what can you do? It's a game of luck. So my initial plan was when you deployed over there in that mass, I'd taken inspiration from Hannibal at the Battle of Cannae. I was going to draw you, the Romans, into a trap when I could then envelop you from both sides.
Very nice.
Didn't really work like that because you made first charge and first contact over there.
Shock and awe.
It was shock and awe. I didn't really know what went that well for me. I think I just got lucky towards the end with I was able to get the slight upper hand, and then I tried to pick and double up on combat. So you had a fight trying to fight at least 4 elves. So you killed my banner early on. Glorfindel didn't really bring it. My knight really only got 1 charge in. And he spent most of his time sort of coming back at 3 inches every time you blast him onto the floor.
Yeah, that was fun.
I think at the end of that I just got lucky and you were unlucky at the end there.
I think if I could have done something differently, I think I would have used Rasku's heroic march a turn earlier.
That was huge.
Had another round of combat with an extra 9 models in the fight.
Because actually I started to crumble over this side a little bit towards the end. Once the old man Kurdan died and the bubbles went up for Fearless, you could charge wherever you wanted. So if they would have been there a turn earlier, you might have rolled me up a little bit easier.
I think if I'd done that, I may have won the game.
I think you're right. I happen to agree with you there.
But I think the model I enjoyed the most in that was Saruman for sure. I think he's my man of the match.
Yep, good.
Due to his effective blasting, he maintained order in the centre.
He did.
And everything he did really kind of went his way. His re-roll of the dice to cast was really useful. I got to use essentially 2 dice every turn to cast, which guaranteed really.
I don't think you actually failed to cast a single spell, did you, with him?
No, I cast everything. You resisted 1 or 2, didn't you?
Yeah.
At the very beginning, but no point in targeting Glorfindel as he gets his 2 free will.
Yeah, he catches having Fortified Spirit on him, doesn't he?
He does indeed. Yeah.
Very, very handy.
Who'd you give your man of the match to?
I don't really know. Glorfindel was alright towards the end, but he was very poor at the start. I maybe give it to Kurdan. Because it was his buffs stopped you from effectively shooting me down, which allowed me to stand off a little bit on the right.
Yeah.
He stopped you from getting some charges in. So I'll probably give it to him purely from a support role.
I like it.
Yeah.
Well, well done, Ross, on taking that
Thank
one.
you very much.
Let me congratulate you.
Thank you. That's a second good army through into the semis.
It is indeed. We've got Gondor and Rivendell.
So Gondor and Rivendell are there. And our next one is going to be...
Mirkwood versus Mordor.
Interesting.
Yes.
So we shall see, and we will join you for that battle. We hope you will join us. We'll see. So I suppose I will now accept my congratulations from you. It's only in the form of a hearty handshake.
Yes, please. Congratulations.
Commiserations, Matthew.
Hearty handshake!